You may be seated. Ms. Lundy.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Londy for the people. At this time, the people would make the call between this honorable court and the Office of Public Defender. The people do not believe that any conflict exists. Make the waiver for the avoidance of any doubt. Office. Likewise, Your Honor, our office does not believe a conflict exists between this honorable court and our office, but if one were to therefore arise, we would therefore face such a conflict.
All right. And the court, for its part, also does not believe there's a conflict either in Michigan court rules or the cases decided they're under. To the extent a conflict does exist, given the waivers, the court will consent to hear the matters. Court does call the case of the People versus Carlos Strong.
Ashley Londy for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Strong, who appears via Zoom from Macomb County Jail. Sir, can you please state your name for the record?
Carlos Jaquan Strong Jr.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm requesting a very brief adjournment. I do have a visit scheduled with Mr. Strong tomorrow, and I have had the opportunity to discuss this matter with the people as far as a potential offer. So I'd ask for a very brief adjournment.
Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to
It's December 18th, but he's at Macomb County, so I don't know how long
they need to
try for the 18th.
they need 2 weeks.
And if not, I'll let everyone know.
Pretrial in this matter, December 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. Thank you, Mr. Strong.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Strong. We'll talk tomorrow.
Court does call the case People versus Jenny Liu.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Ms. Liu. Ms. Liu, please state your name.
Jenny Liu.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we are asking for an adjournment. I know Ms. Liu's probably expecting the social worker out there. Unfortunately, it's just taking longer than we thought to get her cleared through lien and all the security measures that the prison takes. So she has not even been approved to visit yet. So we are hoping to do mitigation. Ms. Liu has 3 files before one misdemeanor and 2 felonies before Your Honor. I believe the felonies are set tomorrow. So,
But are you going to be able to get that? If I adjourn her out to the 18th, well, let me say this. Does it make sense to adjourn her out to the 18th? Only because if you're doing mitigation, this person's got to get in, meet with her, and then something's going to have to be prepared to get over to the prosecutor. So
right. It's taking a little longer just because of the security measures at the prison. But I know I did speak to the social worker. She followed up.
All right. Give me a date in January.
It would be January 8th or the 22nd.
And so here's what I'm going to do so that everybody can get to you. They can get it. And hopefully the next time that we appear, something can be resolved. Okay. So that you're not just coming back. I'm going to adjourn it to January 22nd, 2025, 9 a.m. And hopefully that'll be enough time for everybody to meet with you, get what they need to prepare, get to the prosecutor, maybe work something out. Okay.
Okay.
We're working on it, Ms. Liu. She'll try to come see you in the next couple of weeks. Okay.
And Your Honor, for the record, when I check Otis, I do show that there's an out date. The maximum release out date is 2026. So
Got it. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Don, continue.
Thank you,
Ms. Liu. Court
All right,
case
thanks.
People versus Jamie Campbell.
Conrad Solar on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Kyle Riddell on behalf of Ms. Campbell, standing in for attorney of record Bill Amadeo. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Ms. Campbell, can you state your name, please?
Amy Campbell.
Thank you. Is this an arraignment?
it is.
Yes, Judge.
All right, as to the arraignment, counsel.
Your Honor, at this time, defense stands mute, waives formal reading. I do have a few matters to bond when the court is ready to hear them.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. You're asking for an adjournment of the pretrial.
Yes, Judge.
Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned then to December 18th. Is that right? December 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. As to both.
Your Honor, so this time, we are, part of the adjournment we are asking for is because Ms. Campbell is scheduled to get an assessment with Von Schwartz tomorrow. So she's already working towards her sobriety. She's got no priors. She's gainfully employed at this time. She's a hardworking single mother. The underlying allegation in this case, there was no bad driving or no accident observed. Ms. Campbell was broken down on the side of the road with a flat tire. So at this time, we are asking, for just standard conditions at this time.
Alleged BAC in this matter.
Your Honor, it's an intoxilizer. There's two results, 0.256, 0.244. Now, she wasn't broken down on the side of the road. She was in the driveway adjacent to the road into the Lowe's parking lot off Ellsworth Road. So she wasn't on the shoulder of the road, so to speak. She was directly off the road in a driveway.
Got it.
Yeah.
But, all right. I will set the defendant's bond at a $25,000 personal recognizance bond. I'll order standard conditions, including no assault behavior or possession of any weapons. Ma'am, at this time, there is to be no possession or consumption of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'm also going to indicate that the defendant needs to report over to community corrections for placement on a sober link testing device. She is to do that within 24 hours, and I am signing that order. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Campbell.
Court does call the case people versus Mika Willis.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Ms. Willis in matter ending in 1809.
Support defendant Adley on behalf of Ms. Willis in the matter ending 1808.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Ms. Willis has joined us on Zoom. I actually haven't been able to contact her myself. She was previously at
Lighthouse.
She's currently at Lighthouse, Your Honor, having graduated from Oakdale. I've not been able to even find a contact number for Lighthouse. I called their only listed phone number. It's an automated recording where I can't even leave a message. However, at this time, she has pled on the felony. That's scheduled for sentencing on January 29th. This case would be, at least my case, would be dismissed as part of that plea. So we're just asking for an adjourned pretrial date after the 29th, an assumption that it probably won't even happen anyway.
That is all correct, Your Honor. And to my understanding, she did leave me a voicemail. Ms. Willis left me a voicemail last night and did state to me that she was unable to have me call her back at that number. I did reach out to her mother to provide her the Zoom link to see if she could try to get her on the Zoom from Lighthouse. That obviously did not work out. She did not appear today. However, I do believe the reason is that she is at Lighthouse, and that is why she's unable to appear. So I joined in the request for the adjournment after that day.
I think what I'm going to do in this case, because she should still be here, or we should have some written communication. So I'm going to issue a bench warrant in each case for defendant's failure to appear. Bond setting him on a $5,000, 10%. Those warrants will issue immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case of the people versus Scott Cornelius.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Arthur Brand, P 11126, appearing on behalf of Mr. Cornelius, seated to my left.
Sir, can you state your name, please?
Scott Cornelius.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing today?
Well, I need to talk to the prosecutor, I think, for a couple of minutes.
Well, that's not going to happen today. Have you called them? I mean,
I have not, because I basically only reviewed the discovery yesterday when my client came in, and I think there's things missing from the discovery, so that's what I need to discuss with the prosecutor.
I'll adjourn the matter December 18, 2024, 9 a.m.
I'll be on vacation until from December the 17th to January the 7th, Judge.
Set it January 8th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, people versus Jamie Pike.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joe Simon on behalf of Ms. Pike. Jamie, state your name. Jamie Pike.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the people and I have been talking. Ms. Londi wants to see my.
Probably more so than her.
Pardon me?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay. The people have indicated that my client had one late test. She then
Yes.
verified with an ETG. But the people are before really contemplating my request for resolution, want to see her perform without incident for another period of time. So we're asking to adjourn the pretrial.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. How much more time are you gonna need for her not to miss any tests?
I was gonna look at that January 8th date.
All right. During the matter to January 8th, 2025, 9 a.m. If your invite indicates bond with its conditions will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case people versus. Is it Brejanae Chaney? Yeah.
Ashley Lonnie.
Brejanae. I think it's Brejanae.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. Chaney, who appears via Zoom. Can you please unmute and state your name for the record,
You didn't even
ma'am?
try her first name, did you?
Brejanae, I believe.
It's Brejanae. Go ahead, man.
Yes, Brejanae Chaney.
Your Honor, we are set today for pre-trial in these matters. We're going to be filing the Nolly process in both cases.
No objection at all.
These cases are dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll get the paperwork over by the end of the week.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Chaney. You're all set. See you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Case report, correct?
Then I'm done. Till the afternoon.
Court does call the case of the people versus Nicholas Chalmers.
Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Chalmers. Mr. Chalmers, please state your name.
Nicholas Chalmers.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Ms. Londi and I spoke about a resolution this morning. I'd just like to have one adjournment to speak with Mr. Chalmers. I think that it would be fine if that works with the court.
Be here. December 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Or your invite indicates. Bond continued. Thank you, Mr. Chalmers.
Thank you, Judge.
Court does call the case of the people versus Jamisha Griggs.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Ms. Griggs.
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Please turn on your camera and state your name, Ms. Griggs.
About to. Oh, Jesus. Uh-oh. What happened? Okay. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We can see you and we can hear you. Okay.
And Your Honor, the offer available in this case, I believe the defendant is going to be pleading his charge today.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Ms. Griggs?
Yes.
Okay, I need you someplace stable. I can't have you moving around so that we can go through.
Let me get stable right now. Okay. I'll be right here.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your name again for the record.
Jamisha Griggs.
All right. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while intoxicated with an occupant less than 16. Do you understand that? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to $1,000 fines plus court costs, not more than 1 year in jail. The court could also order community service or any rehabilitative programs the court deems necessary. The court could also order you to, could order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Now, understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty.
Yes, I do.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
All right. Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, I,
Are you on probation or parole?
no, never have been.
Has anybody promised you anything
No,
other than, well, has anybody promised you anything to get you to enter this plea?
no, sir.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, sir.
of your own free will
Yes, that's correct.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty?
Yes.
On the date of, let me get the right complaint here. On the date of March 7th, 2024, at the location of Gulfside and Washtenaw Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, I was.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
Yes.
What did you have and how much?
I can't remember how much, but it was Bacardi though. I took, I think like 2 shots or something. I can't.
Okay. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
I was stopped.
All right. Why'd they stop you?
They stopped me because they said that they seen me holding my cellular device in my hand.
All right. You're not disputing the right of the police to stop you in this case, are you?
No.
All right. Were you ultimately arrested?
Yes, I was for like 10 hours or something.
Okay. Were you taken to the hospital for a blood test?
Yes, I was.
All right. Do you recall what the results of that blood test were?
2 point.
Say that again.
My levels was, I believe, 2.2.
Close, Schmer, it was 0.221.
0.221.
Oh, wow. I was
Okay. You don't have any reason to dispute those blood test results, do you?
No, I do not.
All right. And ma'am, at the time, was there a passenger in the vehicle?
Yes.
And who was the passenger?
A friend of mine, Autumn,
And how old is Autumn?
32.
Was there somebody else in the vehicle?
Her son in the back seat,
Okay. And how old was her son?
10.
All right. And you knew that that the son was under the age of 16?
Yes.
All right. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this?
Your Honor, I should note for the record, the police report indicates the child was 6 years old.
Okay. Ma'am, would you well, in any event, the child was under the age of 16. Is that correct, ma'am? You're not disputing that at all?
No, I'm not.
Unsatisfied.
Satisfied, Judge.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to Von Schwartz for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be
January 15th at 9 a.m.
January 15th, 2025, 9 a.m. All bond conditions will continue. Do I have probation?
You
All right. So ma'am, I need you to wait on the line.
Okay.
And we're going to put you into a virtual breakout room with our probation department so we can begin the sentencing process. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Court does call the case. People versus Nulian Mason.
National Money for the People.
Good morning, this is Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Ms. Mason.
Mason?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I also need you to turn on your camera if you would.
It says unable to access camera. So I don't know how to do that. So okay, so I'm on video. It's telling me to go to my settings. I don't understand. So, I'm gonna try to do it. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna try.
Ma'am, are you over on International Drive?
Yes, sir.
All right. Because the problem I have here is that she's got a felony that she needs to be arraigned on.
Yes, sir.
New charges, Gunner, or
Yes.
benchmark? Oh, okay.
A new charge. So,
What
ma'am,
new
here's what I'm
charge?
gonna do.
Wait a minute.
I'm
What
gonna
new
move.
charge?
I'm sorry.
What new charge?
You have a new retail fraud first degree charge.
From where? From what?
Well, ma'am, first of all, that is one of the reasons I need a camera.
I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it fixed. So I don't
ma'am,
know how to do
okay.
this. I don't.
Okay, Miss Mason, I'm gonna solve this problem. Because what I'm
Okay.
gonna do is I'm gonna pass this case that you're supposed to appear on today. And I'm going to order that you appear at court today at, not the next one.
I don't even have a way to get there, first of all.
Well, it's International Drive. Start hoofing it. What?
Oh, no.
11
I can't-
o'clock. So
My,
11 o'clock, I'm ordering
That's
you to appear at court. I'm gonna pass all of your cases. You gotta be here. Otherwise, I'm
I
issuing a
mean,
warrant.
I don't have no, my Judge Simpson, my Achilles tendon is torn. I cannot walk down there, first of all. I'm trying to get this camera on.
And I'll call you when I'm done with this time block, okay?
I'm trying to get this camera on. Oh my God, man.
It's okay. We'll see you here in person, okay?
How we get there?
A hearing in Judge Perry's courtroom right now as well. So, Ms. Mason, I would recommend you log on to Judge Perry's and then try to get here. But I'm gonna give you a call when I'm on a break, okay?
How am I supposed to get there? I don't have any money. I can't walk. My Achilles tendon is torn. Oh my God.
Ms. Mason,
man.
I'd recommend that you hop into Judge Perry's Zoom, okay?
You still not telling me how I'm supposed to get there.
Well. I'm not gonna respond because I don't think she's gonna like my response.
Gunner,
I'm gonna give you an opportunity to call her and they'll figure out a way to get down here. Otherwise, what's gonna end up happening is I'll show a warrant, we'll send somebody to get her. It's really as simple as that. Court now calls the case, People versus Kyle Burmeister.
Ashley Long for the people.
Or Burmeister. I'm sorry. Kyle Burmeister. Not here, but we issued an order to show cause. They didn't appear. Issued a bench warrant. They must have done a recall and now they're not here again. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond 5,000. 10% privilege warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the cases of the People versus Sean Charley.
Ashley Long for the people.
One. Is it just one case on?
Yes.
Okay, the others are. Charley, it's an arraignment. Charley, in this case, because there are four other bench warrants, bench warrant will issue. I'm not gonna go to show cause route for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is sent amount $5,000. I'll give it 10% privilege. That warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case of the People versus Alan Dungy. Dungy. No response. In this matter, I'll issue an order to show cause. Court calls case of People versus Stephanie Hirsch. All right, come right up to the podium. Say your name again.
Stephanie Hirsch.
All right. Ms. Hirsch, you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint that alleges that on or about August 21st, 2024, at the location of 7,000 East Michigan Avenue, that being the Walmart, that you did commit the offense of retail fraud in the second degree. Do you understand the nature of that charge, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. I have to advise you that that is a misdemeanor and is punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that? I need you to verbalize. I need you to speak up. Yes. All right. Thank you. First question I have for you, ma'am, is do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
All right. This is a public defender case.
Public Defender Natalie Pate, we would waive any further reading, stand mute, and ask for a PR bond, please.
Defendant every way, form, or reading, standing mute, equivalent, or not guilty plea. Pre-trial in this matter will be adjourned to December 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Set the defendant's bond at an amount of $5,000. I'll give it 10% or $5,000 personal recognizance. All other standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior. Ma'am, you are also at this time not possess any weapons or any firearms or ammunition or anything fashioned to be a weapon. You understand that?
Yes.
There is also to be no possession or consumption of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
And also at this time, I will also order that you are not to enter any Walmart in the state of Michigan. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I have,
That's for the next one.
that's for the next block. Okay. So what kind of interpreter? I'm waiting for a Russian interpreter. And we don't have one yet.
No, they have not yet signed.
All right. And I will pass that until we can get an interpreter in. But we have an Arabic interpreter waiting. Do we have the parties here on that one?
In custody.
They are in custody.
And it is. They're all.
They are up.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's see if we can do that. The interpreter looks like she has other things to do today.
Good afternoon, Madam Mika. Can you please unmute and raise your right hand to be sworn? You'll need to unmute as well.
Sorry about that. Yeah, my
Thank
name
you.
is Mahbouba
Do you
Feda.
solemnly swear or affirm that you will interpret accurately, completely, and impartially, using your best skill of judgment and translate Farsi and from Farsi into English in the manner now before the court to help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Interpreter. We're just waiting for the defendant to come out.
No problem. I'm always early. I don't wanna court wait for me.
I'm sorry?
I'm always early because I don't wanna court and people wait for me. Prefer be early than late.
Court does call the case. People versus Galom. Is it Garbari? If you could interpret that, Madam Interpreter.
Yeah. قضیه غلام قنبری فعلا برای بررسی آماده است.
Ashley Lundy for the people.
Madam Interpreter, that was Ashley Lundy for the
Ashley
people.
لاندی و سارنوال محکمه است.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Garbari.
من معاون وکیل هستم با نمایندگی از مستر قنبری نمایندگی میکنم.
Please state your name.
Galom Garbari.
لطفا اسمتان رو بگین.
How you doing?
All right, what are we doing?
You don't need, she doesn't speak like correctly. She,
Go ahead, if you could interpret that, Mandarin interpreter, what are we doing on this case today?
اوکی امروز ما قضیه آقای قنبری را بررسی میکنیم. قنبری.
I deny the interpreter.
You can understand her.
Yeah, I don't understand it. She doesn't speak Farsi correctly.
بله حرفای من را نمیفهمن آقای قنبری.
Your Honor, today is the date for a pretrial, and I also filed a motion on this case.
امروز ما محکمه قبل از محکمه اصلی را دایر میکنیم و روی مسئله صحبت میکنیم.
Mr. Garbari is being held with no bond due to a positive test.
مستر قنبری بدون باند حبس شدن چون اینا بدون باند اینا حبس هستن چون زیر اثر could you repeat your question please? Could you repeat it? I missed the last part.
A positive test.
به خاطر تست مثبتشان اینا بدون باند در زندان نگهداری شدند.
Mr. Garbari has been in custody for, I believe, over 45 days.
آقای قنبری به مدت 45 روز در زندان اینا نگهداری شدند که حبس هستند.
I've been working with the jail to get him into inpatient treatment. However, access has denied him for inpatient treatment but approved him for outpatient treatment.
ما تقاضا کردیم که اینا در داخل این پیشن یا به داخل اینا معالجه شوند مگرم زندان اینا را رد کردن و اینا باید خارج از بیمارستان باید تداوی شوند. داخل بیمارستان باید تداوی شوند.
Mr. Garbari is asking that the court release him on a personal bond to do outpatient treatment. He has been approved at home of New Vision.
آقای قنبری تقاضا کردند که اینا بر از اینا اجازه داده شوند تا تداوی خود در بیمارستان خارج در داخل بیمارستان ادامه بدن.
He would like to return home, pay his rent. He is worried about losing his housing if he is not released.
اینا میخواین دوباره به خانه برگردن، اجاره خانه را بدن و تشویش دارن که امکان داره که خانه خود از دست بدن.
He would also like to get back to work and get back to his life. He understands the severity of his actions and is willing to comply with any bond conditions.
اینا تقاضا دارن که دوباره سر کارشان برن، به کار و زندگیشان ادامه بدن و هر باندی که هست با اونا موافقت دارن. یعنی تضمینی که برشان پیشنهاد میشن با اون تضمینات اینا موافقت دارن.
Any response from the people?
از دادرس کدام دادرس اینا پیشنهاد دارن؟
No, Your Honor, the people will leave this in the discretion of the court.
مردم با جناب قاضی قضیه را معول میکنن.
The defendant may be released on a personal recognizance bond to complete outpatient substance abuse treatment at home of New Vision.
ما فیصله میکنم که مدافع به فیصله شد که اینا اجازه خروج داده شوند تا تداوی شوند در داخل مرکزی که اسمشان آوردن در اونجا ادامه بدن.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
تشکر جناب قاضی.
I will adjourn the matter to December 18th, 2024, 9 a.m.
قضیه را به تاریخ 18 دسامبر 2024 ساعت 9 صبح معول میکنیم.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
تشکر.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Appreciate your help today.
Yeah, appreciate working with you. Thank you.
Do we have a Russian? We don't have a Russian interpreter. This is unusual. What were we doing on the Pashkinov case? I can't get a Russian interpreter.
I'm not sure there's an offer outstanding. I don't know if the city will say whether or not this client's gonna take it today.
Judge, we were planning on entering a plea on that.
You were? Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is we're gonna have to wait till we can get a Russian interpreter. So I'll pass the matter. Okay, very good. We've been waiting, what, about 15, 20 minutes? Okay, so I'll give it a little bit more time.
Oh, excellent.
Why don't you give me some time? Do we have any out? 10. Let's just start calling them. Get through some of them as fast as we can. You can have them bring in.
Start bringing people
Yeah.
out.
Let's just do it. Till I can't do it anymore. Court does call the case of the people versus, is it not Jada Poindexter?
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Haney on behalf of Ms. Poindexter. Ms. Poindexter, please state your name for the record.
Jada Poindexter.
You know, we're here for a pretrial and we have worked out a resolution. Ms. Poindexter is going to plead to an added count 3 of operating while visually impaired second offense in an exchange.
The
count
1 year.
I'm sorry?
The 1 year.
Correct. In exchange, counts 1 and 2 will be dismissed.
And that's correct, Your Honor. That PAC code for operating while visibly impaired second offense, 2576256B as in boy. The 1 year offense is noted $200 to $1,000 fine.
That's it. Count 3 and then 1 and 2 dismissed.
Yes, plead to the added count 3, 1 and 2 dismiss. That's right, Your Honor.
Ma'am, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
State your name again for the record.
Jada Poindexter.
All right, ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired second offense. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, up to $1,000 fine plus court costs. The court could order any rehabilitative services the court deems necessary, as well as community service. Court could also order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution, as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that?
Yes.
Understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
To that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
I understand.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak to you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal over.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
I'm on parole right now, yes.
You're on parole. You understand that your entry of a plea in this case could be a violation of that parole?
I understand.
You understand that if it is a violation of your parole, you could be sent back to do the remainder of your prison term. You understand that?
Yes.
And understanding that, do you still wish to plead guilty to this charge?
Yes.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes.
September 27th, 2021, at the location of M14 near Newport Road, Ann Arbor Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
Yes.
What do you have and how much, do you recall?
I have vodka, I'll say half a pint.
All right. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
There was an accident.
Okay, what happened?
I was looking at my phone and I was like distracted because I was drunk. So I had ran into the wall. So it wasn't with nobody else, it was just myself. And then I got out the car because I was trying to find my phone I couldn't find my phone. So I got out the car so I can call my fiance. So that's it. Wait, is that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Did the police arrive?
Yes.
Were you placed under arrest?
Yes.
Were you taken to the hospital for a blood draw?
Yes.
And what were the results of that blood draw?
I don't remember.
What about a .162?
I'm sorry, because this case just happened 2 years ago, so I don't want to say I
I
remember.
understand, but if your blood test results were a .162, would you dispute that?
Oh no, I wouldn't.
Counsel, would you stipulate that they're a .162?
Yes, Your Honor.
The people would so stipulate as well.
All right. Ma'am, taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate your motor vehicle was impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
Yes.
All right. Had you previously been convicted of operating while visibly impaired on or about September 23rd, 2021 in the 18th District Court in Westland?
Yes.
All right. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
The people are satisfied, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 3, counts 1 and 2 are dismissed. Defendant is referred to Von Schwartz for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be January 15th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Bond with its conditions will continue. Poindexter, I need you to wait on the line. We're going to put you into a breakout room with our probation department so we can begin this sentencing process, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case People versus Porsche Elledge.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. Elledge, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, ma'am.
Yes, it's Portia Elledge.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do understand today is the date and time set for pretrial and the case ending in 1398 and for arraignment on 1399.
Yes.
However, I believe there will be a resolution of both matters today. Mr. Siller has extended an offer that would resolve both cases that my client would like to accept.
Which is?
The offer that Mr. Siller has extended was to admit responsibility to double park in the case ending in 1398, and then he would dismiss the case ending in 1399.
That is correct.
All right. Then account to Ms. Elledge. State your name. I don't know if you did.
Yes, Portia Elledge.
All right. You admit responsibility to the fact that on October 16, 2024, at the location of Packard Road, Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, that you did double park a motor vehicle.
Yes, I did.
All right, court will accept that admission to count two, that being case 1398. Count one in that case would then be dismissed, as well as the case ending in 1399 is dismissed. Order fines and cost of $180. I'll make that payable 60 days after release.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's called the case of the people versus Manuel Ramirez.
Echelon for people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Ramirez. Please state your name.
Manuel Ramirez.
Yeah, we're asking for a lengthier adjournment. Mr. Ramirez is doing treatment. I spoke with Ms. Londi and she'd like to see Mr. Ramirez substantially continue with that treatment through the holidays. Because as we know, the holidays can be different.
Is he gonna tell her?
He's on a scram.
On a scram.
Yep.
All right.
So I'd ask for after the holidays, just so we can show the people.
28th or the 22nd.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Matter will be adjourned January 8th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue with its conditions.
Thank
you. Court does call the case People versus Alexandra Steagel.
And so on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Kyle Brigel on behalf of Ms. Steele, who's approaching the podium and will be standing to my left. Ms. Steele, please, to my right. Ms. Steele, please.
Okay. Go
Yes,
ahead.
Judge. I was just before Judge Barr and it got me all mixed around. Ms. Steele, please introduce yourself to the judge.
I'm
Not sure what that means, but we'll go with it. Go ahead. Your name, ma'am?
Alexandra Steele.
Thank you.
So, Your Honor, at this time, Prosecutor Siller has tendered an offer where if Ms. Steele completes drug treatment as part of her sentencing on another case she has in Washtenaw County, he will dismiss this case. So we're asking for an adjourned date in February to allow her time to complete that treatment, and then this case can be dismissed and save Your Honor and your staff an appearance. If that's too far out, then we can have a closer date and check in.
When is she supposed to?
She's getting sentenced on the 17th of December, so about 2 weeks from now on the other case. And so we would just like to have time to allow her to complete the treatment.
I know. So how long is it going to? I'm presuming on the 17th, she's going to be sentenced to treatment.
Yes.
How long is it going to, how long is that treatment program?
Do you know what, have you seen the PSI yet on your,
I have not.
so we haven't seen a PSI yet on her other case yet, Judge, so we're not.
So you were just
entirely-
guessing February? What?
Judge, I was just given ample time. However, if that's too far out, we can take.
No, well, the problem is I don't mind putting it out to that, but we don't know what her treatment program is, so I don't know that she'll be finished. I thought that's what we were looking at trying to do.
Yes, Judge, we don't know what the.
Well, it's hard if we don't know any of that, right?
Yes, Judge.
What date are you sentenced in Ipsy? The 17th?
And Judge, and I'm not, I don't represent her on that case, so I'm a bit in the dark on that myself.
And on this one, apparently. Listen, here's what we'll do. I'll adjourn this to December 18th.
Okay.
Okay, 2024 at 9 a.m. She'll then at that point know her treatment program, how long it's going to take, and then we'll see if we can then get it resolved that way.
Okay.
That all makes sense?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, ma'am. On continue.
Thank you.
Court calls case People versus Amanda Reese.
Echelon for people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pay on behalf of Ms. Reese, who should be present via Zoom. Your Honor, I do not have an explanation for failure to appear. Frankly, I've been in constant contact with her, and this was going to be a dismissal of this case.
That's correct, Your Honor. So I would not be opposed to an adjournment without her presence. I'm so.
Okay, no, that's fine. She's not here. I know. I was about to stick her in.
I'm so sorry, but if we could just do one, I would appreciate it. I hate to get a warrant. I think it's supposed to go away, but I do believe that the gentleman do need to be present to get the point.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry, Your Honor?
Nothing.
Oh.
They out yet? They're not right, okay. And Court will call the case of the people versus Seafarious Steel. Now that's so maholic.
Ashley, want to put a people?
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate on behalf of Ms. Seafarious Steel, who I do not believe is present unless they're on Zoom.
No.
I do not have an explanation for their failure to appear. I have not been in contact with them prior to today. For the record, I'd request an adjournment.
I know, but I'll use the sticker for the last case. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond 5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege. That warrant will issue immediately. They're having good previous.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case of the people versus Jadan Marita.
That's one of the people.
Good morning, Chico, on behalf of Mr. Marita. Would you say to me for the record?
Jada.
Judge, today's time and date, we had this matter up before. My client's originally charged with assault and battery. Prosecutors I believe is offering a count 2 of disturbing the peace. My client would like to plead to that, but he's asking if the court would consider a sentence agreement. He's been in jail since this time, which happened on March 20th of 2024. And if he does successfully plead to disturbing the police, I believe that's only a 90 or 93.
I don't know why you're asking me that. I've never done that. 25 years, haven't. So why are you asking me now?
There's always a first time, Your Honor.
Yeah.
People change.
And apparently, if you see rainbows and unicorns in the back, it's changed.
Judge,
You see them?
Judge, I've noticed as you've got older and more gracious and stuff, you're more open to negotiations.
Older.
Well, I mean, bench wise, not appearance wise.
Older.
I can't save this guy.
Can I have an agreement, old guy? That's what you just said.
No, that's not was my intention, Judge. Listen, I'll be in the nursing home in the next couple of years, so please work with me.
Think it's gonna take that long? No, but
So that's the offer is to plead to add count 2 disturbing the peace contrary to 750170.
we tried that before, didn't we?
Yes, Judge, and you said that we couldn't proceed because there was a victim, but the law clearly states that the prisoner who is in jail, who's the victim, does not have that right except to, may I read this, as an individual who's incarcerated, is not eligible to exercise the privileges and rights established for victims under this article, except for he or she may submit a written statement to the court for considered at sentencing.
And that's correct.
I know that, but thank you for reading it to me.
Thank you.
That still would require, so stay with me here, Mr. Kilwell. If I were to do immediate sentencing, I haven't given that person an opportunity to exercise their right that they do have. Correct?
Correct.
So then if I did that, I'd be violating the statute.
Correct.
Which is what I was saying before. Right?
Correct.
And so now you want me to do what I said I wouldn't do before now.
I should retract that. No, I don't want you, Judge, we'd like to enter the plea today, and whatever the court deems necessary for sentencing, we'll go along with it.
You still want to plead, young man?
I'll leave it to your discretion. Do you want to, they're offering you disturbing the peace. Do you want to plead to that?
I'll plead to disturbing.
You'll plead to that? You understand that I'm gonna have to set it out a period of time. I don't know if anybody will respond to any communication or anything, but I have to set it out so that they can at least try to get in touch with the court prior to issuing a sentence on this. You understand that?
Would I still be able to bond out before? Yeah.
I'll check on that. I'll check on the holds while we,
He's got other holds, Your Honor.
Yeah, so I don't know that I can answer that anyway.
Right. I'm talking about on this specific case, will I have a bond that where I could bond out?
This bond on this case, what do you have?
it's 1,000.
So it's $100 bond on this case.
That's it's not going to get any lower.
So I don't, before I was asking.
Yes, you can pay the $100 on this case, but if you have other holds, you're not going anywhere. That's what the judge is asking. So you still want to plead to disturbing the peace?
You wish to plead?
Yes, Your Honor. So I retract everything I said to you before.
I know you've wasted my time once again. Can I have him raise his right hand to be sworn?
You solemnly swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes. State your name.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of disturbing the peace. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that? All right. Still wish to plead? And to that charge, how do you plead? Now you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind. You had previously signed an advice of rights form. You recall doing that? All right. Because you're pleading guilty, you understand that you'll not have a trial. Okay, because of that, you're also giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak to you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you, and you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that? You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right. Are you on probation or parole? Which one?
Probation.
All right. Were you on probation at the time of this offense? All right. You were?
I was in at the time of this offense. I was already in jail for a probation violation.
Got you.
I think he was pending a hearing on a violation, so he was technically on probation
At the
at
time.
the time of this as well.
Okay. Are you still on that probation?
Yes, sir.
All right. You understand that your plea in this case could be considered another violation of that probation.
Yes, sir.
You understand that as such, if it is, that court could sentence you to the maximum allowable under that other charge. And understanding that, you still wish to plead guilty to this charge? Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plead to this charge of disturbing the peace?
No.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yeah.
Of your own free will? Right, and also because you think that you're guilty?
Yeah.
On the date of March 20th, 2024, at the location of 2201 Hogback Road, that being the Western County Jail, what'd you do that makes you think that you're guilty?
Squirted bodily fluid under the inmate's door.
Okay, and in doing that, that disturbed the peace and repose of the area around you? Yeah. And you knew that that's what it did? Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
People are satisfied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count two. Count one is dismissed. Pre-sentence investigation and report is ordered through probation. Sentencing on this matter will be December 17th, 2024, 9 a.m.
And I was able to verify that will be enough time for us to attempt to contact the victim to see if they wish to provide a statement.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, will probation come down to the jail to interview him?
I don't know. Yes, they'll get to him.
All right,
Trust
thank you.
me.
Thanks, Judge.
We do it every day, all day.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Court calls the case, People versus Angela Walker.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pickwick, and on behalf of Ms. Walker, who should be present via Zoom.
Yes, there she is. Ms. Walker, can you state your name, please?
Angela Walker.
Has she been arraigned? No. Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're respectfully requesting an adjournment to review discovery with my client.
December 18th, is that right?
Yes.
2024, 9 a.m. Bond continues.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Walker.
Thank you.
Serious? Court calls the cases. People versus John Haney. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All 9 cases.
Absolutely, for the people in all matters.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pickwick, and on behalf of Mr. Haney, who stands to my right, please state your name for the record, sir.
John Paul Haney.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So Ms. Londi made me aware yesterday, and we did discuss, there are 2 new warrant requests from November that still have not been, I don't know if authorized, sworn out, either way. There are 2 new cases coming down the pipe. So all that to say, I'm respectfully requesting a very brief adjournment.
That's correct, Your Honor. What I let Ms. Payne know was that there were 2 new warrant requests. I don't recall what date my office received them, but I can tell the court that the incident date for both warrant requests is November the 9th. And it's the
November the 9th is what date?
The incident date.
Got it.
Well, for both cases. And I really briefly looked at them, and the charges requested by Pittsfield Township Police are of the same nature as these, the prohibited use of chemical agent.
Got it.
So,
Okay, can you? So have they've been submitted to the court and we just not?
no, Your Honor, not yet. They're in my office. We haven't charged
Got
them
it.
yet.
You haven't charged?
I can
Okay,
work on that.
no, that's fair.
Yeah.
So they charged, we could get him set by the. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll adjourn all of these to December 18th. They'll work on getting those other 2, then we can put them with these other 9 and have a party. Meantime, just kidding. We'll do, that way we can have all together, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
That work for you, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Annette Ward,
Absolutely, Your Honor, for the people.
2 cases.
Good morning, Assistant Public Attorney, on behalf of the board was on Zoom, Your Honor. I'd ask her to unmute and state her name, please.
Oh, there she is. Ms. Ward,
Yes, sir.
I need a camera. Okay.
Is that all right? Am I on?
There.
Oh,
Okay.
there I am.
And Your Honor, this is the only case I intend to ask for a bench conference on today. May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're back on the record, Your Honor.
Yes, we're back on the record.
Thank you so much for that brief bench conference. And people are going to be dismissing these cases for reasons discussed between myself and the defense counsel, and the court's been made aware as well.
No objection, Your Honor.
Ma'am, these cases are dismissed.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much. And you guys all have a very merry holiday.
You do the same. Thank you
I'm
for
gonna
that.
try.
All right.
Thank you again.
Court calls the case, People versus Clifford Horn, 2 cases.
County, on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Apologize, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Horn, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Clifford Ryan Horn, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this case to which Mr. Horn will be pleading no contest to the charge of retail fraud in the case ending in 1396, and all other charges will be dismissed. And I do apologize, that was an offer that was extended by Mr. Siller.
That is correct, Your Honor. It's gonna be no contest, count 1. Accept that, no contest.
As you signed in, that's right.
In addition,
Yes, go ahead.
counts 1, 0, case 1 will also be dismissed as part of the.
May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your name.
Clifford Ryan Horn.
Put your hand up.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading no contest to the charge of retail fraud under the Pittsfield Township ordinance. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Still wish to plead no contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right. 2 things about a no contest plea. I have to make sure that you understand. The first thing is that it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. The other thing that you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court's going to treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Basis for the no contest plea.
Potential civil liability, Your Honor.
All right. So to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you'll not have a trial of any kind. You signed an advice of rights form today, is that correct?
Correct.
Any questions regarding those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of the trial. You understand by pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that.
Yes, Your Honor, I
You
do.
understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes.
and of your own free will.
Yes.
The court has been provided Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 2412045. Any objections to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Yeah. Based upon a review of that report, the court does find the suspension of factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to count 1 in case ending in 1396. Count 2 in that case is dismissed, as well as the case ending in 1066 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be
December 17th at 1 p.m.
December 17th, 2024, 1 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Henry Pope.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Pope, who stands to my right, please state your name for the record, sir.
Henry Pope. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Our office just received discovery in this matter yesterday, so we are respectfully requesting an adjournment to review it with Mr. Pope.
Adjourn the matter to 18 December 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court does call the cases of the people versus Joseph Pinkston. Joseph Pinkston, it's an arraignment. I'm gonna skip the show cause process. He has these other warrants that are out. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear on 5,000, 10%. That warrant will issue immediately. Court calls case people versus Derek Simpson, no relation.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
This is. Sir, state your name.
Derek Simpson.
Sir, you are before the court on a new complaint that alleges that on or about June 14, 2024, at the location of 3825 Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you did, that being the Meyer store, that you did commit the offense of retail fraud because the alleged price of what was taken is greater than $200. That's retail fraud in the second degree. Do you understand the nature of that charge?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court cost. The fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. That's greater than $2,000. That would become the maximum fine. You understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. First question I have for you is, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
I do not have funds to afford an attorney.
Pardon?
I do not have funds to afford an attorney.
All right. Who would you like to be represented by one in this case? Okay, what are you going to do in this case?
I'll just accept the charges.
Pardon?
Don't I have to accept the charges?
Okay, let me ask you this, young man. Are you held on something else?
Yeah, I'm here on a different.
That's correct, Your Honor. The defendant has a PCC on December the 12th for receiving concealing stolen motor vehicle case before Your Honor.
All right. And in that case, you're represented by the public defender?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to suggest this. I mean, you can represent yourself if you want, but since you're represented by the public defender on that case, wouldn't it make sense to get the public defender on this case, see if they can try to work everything for you?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it make sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'll ask you the question again. Do you want to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. We got there. All right, this is a public defender case.
Public Defender Natalie Pate. We would waive any further reading, stand mute, and ask for a nominal bond, please, as well as a pretrial date.
All right. Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, the court will enter a not guilty plea in this case.
And Your Honor, I neglected to put the bond amount on the record for the receiving concealing. There's a $10,000 benchmark bond that's currently holding him on that case.
Got it. Okay. And he's set for the 12th on that one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So let me do this. I'll adjourn this one out to the 18th, 2024 at 9 a.m. I'll set his bond in this case as well, why don't we do it this way? I'll set a $1,000 10% bond so that he's getting credit. Under standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapon. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. I'm also going to indicate that he's not to go to any Meyer store in the state of Michigan. All right. So I'll set that on that case. We'll see him on the 12th. Try to figure out where we're going with everything. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Court calls case people versus Frias. On now house.
After lunch with people.
This is a show cause for you.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate on behalf of and hopefully with Mr. Olnahas.
Not here.
Your Honor, I did get a voice, well, we have been playing phone tag the past week. He does have the Zoom link. I do not have a further explanation for his failure to appear.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear, bond 5,000. Give it 10% privilege, that warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's called the case of the people versus cases of the people versus Curtis Carson.
After lunch with people.
Just one.
Yeah.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond in this case will be set amount 5,000. Give it 10% privilege. That warrant will issue immediately. Court calls case people versus Jocelyn Gusman. So show cause.
Yes.
Not appearing bench warrant 5,000, 10%. Warrant will issue immediately. Court calls the case of the people versus Pauline Macharia. Not here, no response, bench warrant 5,000. 10%, this was my check, was it? 5,000. Give it 10% privilege, that warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case people versus Ron Derek Mosley. Ron Derek Mobley, no response, bench warrant 5,000. 10% privilege, that warrant will issue immediately. And all right, what I'll do is I'll step off for a minute. If you can communicate with counsel, if they wish to adjourn it or wait or come back later today, we can try again, whichever their pleasure. All right, court's gonna, oh, he's there, he is. All right. Counsel, we are still unable to get a Russian interpreter. You can wait a little bit longer, although it's been almost 2 hours that we've been trying. I can set it either later today or I can adjourn it out to the 18th, whatever your pleasure and your client's pleasure.
We do the 18th, Judge. I got court this afternoon in Monroe.
All right, very good. Then these matters will be adjourned to December 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. as your invite indicates.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry about that. Thank you, sir. All right. Ron will continue on those matters. All three are on.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's that. What time is it? I can't go into the next block. I'm ready to roll. No? So you're forcing me to take a break? All right, see ya. Quick things in recess.